excruciating gap that followed. What Nathan, didn't understand was that her gap was so different than his. Nathan wore Dockers and a beige shirt that matched the color of his face and hair and eyes. Everything about him was beige. He jogged toward them and kissed Maxine on the cheek. "Hey, Max," he said. She hated being called Max. Maxine had stunned Nathan when she'd told him she'd bought this condo, that she planned to move here on her own, and waiting till 2 days ago had been cowardly, she admitted. She'd listened to him cry and beg her to stay in Stoughton. Finally, she'd told him to meet her here after she'd finished signing the papers, because she needed the help moving. Soon, Nate would have to go, and not in the temporary way, in a way that hurt, sometimes for months, sometimes forever. Or so Maxine had heard. No one had broken Maxine's heart, not yet. She almost looked forward to the feeling. "Grab a box," she said, leading the way up the first flight of stairs, through tiered gardens overflowing with perennials, to a porch suspended 20 feet above the sidewalk. A woman let herself out the front door. She had braids cascading down her back and a bag slung over one shoulder. "I'm on the second floor," she said. "Brandy," she added. "Like the singer?" Maxine introduced herself and Stan, and forgot to mention Nathan. "She's on the 3rd floor," Stan said. "Once you get to know her, she'll talk your ear off." "Be careful to close this door," Brandy said. "It doesn't latch on its own." "We'll get that fixed," Stan said. Brandy left them on the porch, heading down the stairs to a red Geo Metro. Later, Maxine promised herself she'd ask Brandy over for drinks and make sure they became friends. Maybe she'd invite her over to watch Friends with her friend Jennifer on Thursday night. Maybe they'd drink Chardonnay. Maxine led the way up the remaining 2 flights, over orange and brown shag that had to be 20 years old. On the landing outside her apartment, she balanced the box on her knee while fishing out the key. "We'll get that door replaced," Stan said, tapping the opaque glass on the top pane. "We'll put in a deadbolt and make an appointment with the alarm company." The door glided open. Inside, the walls were covered in pink and gold wallpaper. The kitchen had yellowed linoleum tiles and chipped formica counters, and a refrigerator that jutted into the center of the room like an afterthought. But all Maxine saw was the promise of gleaming hardwood floors and windows in every wall and stunning views of the Boston skyline. She saw the future. "What a dump," Nathan said. He dropped his boxes by the door, even though she'd labeled them kitchen in thick black Sharpie. But she forgave him. He'd be gone soon enough. "That van won't unload itself," she said. They spent the next 2 hours going up and down those stairs till cardboard boxes lined the walls in each room and sweat soaked their T-shirts. When they finished, Maxine ordered pizza using the wall phone and cracked open 3 bottles of Rolling Rock. Outside, on her front deck, she toasted her new home while the sun set. "I'm proud of you," Stan said. "We can spend weekdays here and weekends in Stoughton," Nathan said. "This'll make my commute so much easier." "Sure," Maxine said. Stan's phone rang, one of those cell phones, the ones that had taken over coffee shops, the ones that people yammered on in loud voices. Stan wanted Maxine to get one so that he could check on her, but she couldn't imagine a phone following her wherever she went. He took the call inside. Nate lifted his beer and smiled, his mind seeming to churn as he tried to think of something to talk about. "Great place," he said.